Here we'll be addressing joins and appends. When managing data, often we want to combine different data sets or tables into a single nice rectangular table. We often use something called join and append to be able to do that. In this case, I have product information, a clean product table, I have orders at the header level, and I have line items. So when I attach, join, and append, essentially I'm provided all of the data sets that are in the workspace, including all interstitial data sets if I wish to. And what I'm going to do for the first step is to combine the product table with the line items. So when I open up the action for join and append, I'm presented with all the tables that I want to interact with. And I will drag and combine the tables onto this workspace and determine how they are brought together. For example, if I want to take the order line items, I simply drag it as a table. And if I decide that I want to combine that with my product data table, I drag the data table and drop it there. And I determine that this is a join or append. Now, a join means I'm going to use a key, and I'm primarily adding new columns to the data set. Whereas an append, I'm looking for a high degree of overlap in the columns, and I'm adding essentially more rows to the data sets. So think of an append as perhaps adding a new months of transactions to the previous month's transactions. Join is certainly much more common. When I click that, I want to do a join. I'm presented with the type of join and a dialog box to the left. I can specify whether or not this is a left join, right join, inner join, or full join. And I can specify the columns that I want to use to do the join with. And incidentally, all the columns that are in both tables are presented below, so I can scroll through and check off the ones that I want to keep, for example. So there may be a high degree of overlap between the two if it's already automatically determined that I already have an ID field in one, for example, and here's the exact same field in the data table. Maybe I don't need to make them both available. Now, in this case, what I'm doing is look for product ID in the order line items, and I'm going to join that with the ID in the product table. And I want to add the product title, the occasion, and the product category based on that ID to this order information. To do that, I hit save. Now let's say that I actually want to do more. I want to actually add the order header information to this as well. I can drag that on the join icon here, click on join, and I'm presented with another cascading join. So you start to build out a visual workflow within this action that helps you to understand the relationship that you're building. In this particular situation, let's say that I want to do a right join to make sure that I'm only keeping those orders that have not been canceled. I'm going to make sure that I can join on the same key, which happens to be something called UID, and I'm going to do a right join and hit save. That saves this particular join information. If I want to go back and edit, I would go back in, make changes, and hit the save button again. Once this is all done and set up the way I want it, I hit save changes and I go ahead and click on execute. When the execution is complete, I can take a look at the results, make sure I like how the data has been joined, and now from here on, the data that is used will be the resulting data of these two joins.